Hello again, everyone, and welcome and good evening. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to Round 8 of the Elite Racing League's premier series, the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Championship, as we come to you today from Legacy Atlanta Motor Speedway for the 40 Racewear 500, and it is the last warm-up race before we get into the month of May and all the festivities leading up to the Indianapolis 500. Joining me in the booth, as always, tonight is Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, welcome to Hotlanta, and it's not disappointing. It's 116 degrees on the track temperature, 79 degrees on the ambient, but the speeds are really up there at the moment. Pinheiro provisionally on the pole, Frankenfeld right next to him. Stanley, Smith, and Forsythe through top 5. Luis, what do you think?
Good evening. Yeah, I think Pinheiro make an amazing lap with 25.0 average, because 40 he make it 25.1. So it's really did an amazing lap today in Atlanta. It's gonna be not really hot. It's 116 down. In practice was 122. So I hope it's gonna be down. I don't see it that than 130 or 135 we see every time in the fixed series when it's super hot. So today, like we happened like 2 weeks ago with when I told you we can expect the stunting until the checkered flag is out. It doesn't happen with the Stanley and Pinheiro in the in after stint 2, when they both of them hit Richard Hearn and they go out, and then with the new winner and also 40 getting close to the championship. So it's 1 point with Pinheiro. It's gonna be exciting today because Pinheiro had to make a good race today to still in the on the top on the championship.
There are the driver points right there. It's Pinheiro, Foti, Stanley, Norgard, Schold, Klindy, your lead rookie, Forsythe, Frankenfeld, Blauman, and Sora. And here are the rookie points. And we'll get in today's starting lineup. Klindy is leading the rookie points. Andrew Wood, James Watson, Richie Hearn, Takeshi Kita, Thomas Keel, Pocock, Aldrich, Ingrave, and Wagner is your top 10. Let's get today's starting lineup. And the lineup will not show you speed or time because they qualified on 2-lap average. And the overlay does not do a good job at showing that data. So we will just show you the order, but we can assure you that they were going fast, because that's kind of how it works here in Atlanta when the Indy cars on fresh tires. We are fast. And there you see on the front row our chief combatants in the championship. It is Pinheiro and Foti, Frankenfeld and Stanley, Smith and Forsythe for the first 3 rows. Then we got Klindy and Schold in row 4, and Blauman and Norgard in row 5. So a lot of the drivers that we're used to seeing in the top 10 starting in the top 10 here today at Atlanta. Weeks and Pizarro back on row 6. Hibbs and Pocock on row 7. Spath, last week's winner, and Andrew Wood on row 8. Hobson and Herrick on row 9. Morera and Hossack making his first start in the series back on row 10. Keel and Hearn on row 11. Huckleberry and Rebilas on row 12. Albrecht and Watson on row 13. Aldrich and Camargo back on row 14. Nixon and Ingrave, looks like they had a little rough go in qualifying. They're back on row 15, and that is our 30-car field. That's right, folks, 30 cars on a Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening.
That's the commitment on this great championship we have here in NHRA with the good names. And also after this, we started the month of May, when next week we started with the Indy GP from next Sunday we started the practice for the Indy 500 here in ERN.
Pace car begins to move away. Cars in motion on the course. Pace and formation lap underway. Today's pole awards brought to you by 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link on today's description. They are also the sponsor of today's race. This is the 4D Racewear 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. IndyCar did run here, and in fact, they did run this configuration back when IndyCar ran here last. Billy Boat holds the track record, set in '98. That's how long ago it was, with a speed of 224.1. The career wins leaders here at Atlanta is Rick Mears leads all drivers with 5. That's when IndyCar and kart used to visit here on the mile-and-a-half traditional oval before the reconfiguration and the quad oval that's been they redesigned. But Rick Mears had 4 in a row from 79 to 82. Johnny Rutherford has 3, including the inaugural win in 1965, and Greg Ray has 2. In the turns 3 and 4, getting ready to go green here at Atlanta for round 8 of the Elite Warriors, of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. And then we begin the month of May. We're going to stay on the pace car one more time for another formation lap. Best guess on strategy that we're kind of getting from the booth here, and this is the rule set for the night, by the way. Fixed setup provided by the league, 1.54 mile quad oval. We're doing 208 laps, just about 320 miles, right at 500K. No fast repairs, 9 sets of tires. Pit road speed limits 45 miles per hour. Restarts will be controlled by the leader 1 lap after the pace car exits the track, other than the going to green lap, which we will see this time by 90 miles per hour they must maintain on that lap. Now, they could do anywhere between a 4 and a 6 stopper, we think. 4 stops, the window opens at 52 laps. 5 stops, the window opens at 42 laps. And 6 stops, the window opens at 36 laps. The biggest thing here is going to be tire preservation. This place is horrible on tires. And these big speeds you see very early on, when you see them turning laps in the 220 neighborhood, by the end of a stint, they'll be lucky to be turning laps in the 200 neighborhood. That's how big the fall off is. Going to green this time by pace car will come back off the banking. No.
Oh, one more.
One more.
I change the caution leg to 3 laps to green set. So
okay.
Maybe it's next time by.
Well, this is going to impact fuel. This will definitely impact fuel.
It is, yeah. It's basically, yeah, it really impacts fuel, but not really that impact. But
it's going to make that first stint just a little bit shorter.
You see Schul on board having 6, Fendi on 6. Craig is in first. Pinheiro is going first. But you see Frankenfeld is going in 6, so it's David a lot of fuel over there for at least for these 2 laps.
If you enjoy ERN's coverage of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future ERN broadcasts. Now let's go racing. They fooled us the last couple times around. They're going to go green this time by here at Atlanta for 208 laps.
You go now? There we go.
There we go. Wheel spin.
Yeah, with Blue Man. Always have to hold it. Nice hold for him.
Saw his car twitch on the restart. There's Wood. Not quite clear. Down the backstretch.
Ooh, on the back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, nothing happened, but it was almost engraved with Nixon. Nice break on him.
And to the lead, Tyler Fode. It is Fode, Frankenfeld, Pinero, Stanley, Smith, your top five to start this thing off. And Blauman really suffered the most with that wheel spin. He is down 7 spots at the moment. He has gone down to 16th position. Your biggest gainer, Richie Hearn, up 3. James Watson up 3.
Great foresight, ready, kiss the wall. So I hope it's not gonna be a love on that, because he follow Stanley and also follow Hunter Smith in there. But
car coming off on the inside. That's Richie Hearn.
Oh, no.
So he got loose coming off a 2 and had to go to the apron to save it. But all the spots that he got at the beginning, now he gives them all back up.
He needs to coming back slow because the tire is cold. And heat, and he need to reheat it again. So it's no grip, actually. That's the word. It's no grip for the car now.
And it looks like the IRL line is the line that's going to be the preferred line tonight. When I say the IRL line, I mean the Indy Racing League line. When they used to run here, it used to be leader at the bottom, rides that white line all the way around, including on the backstretch. So you're going to watch Fode as he comes off a 2. Look, he goes to the inside. He leaves about a car width between himself and the white line. No one's challenging him down there, but if someone was challenging him a little bit closer, I think he'd be defending that white line a little bit tougher. Top 3 have kind of pulled away a little bit. Fode, Frankenfeld, Pinero. Frankenfeld's teammate, Hunter Smith, up in the 4th. Craig Forsyth, after kissing the wall just a little bit. He is 5th. Clindy is in 6th. Ethan Stanley 7th, as Ethan has fallen back 3 spots. But he is just, kind of keeping the car and pointed in the right direction in the early stages here. Ryan Schulden 8th, Norgard 9th, Fazaro in 10th. Frankenfeld on the outside, giving a go at it. See if he can crowd Fode just a little bit into the quad oval area, and it's a dead heat at the line. Frankenfeld actually led that lap. Right behind him, not really racing him, probably saving fuel, is Pinero. Glendy down to the bottom underneath Forsyth. After about the first 5 laps or so, the good of these tires is gone, and it starts getting into a single file race. But it's not the case for the leaders as they continue to battle it out up front as the high side starting to come in. Frankenfeld's going to get a run on Fode. He might be able to slam the door into 3. He could probably slide down, and he does. New leader, Chad Frankenfeld.
So now he can go away by himself. But the thing is, what do you prefer? To save the fuel, to go for that 4th stop we calculate? Or just make the lap on the front and just pray for don't have that yellow flag between
well, if he
coming in?
You're right. If he decides to push every single lap, then it would probably be good for our hand to go on the 5 or 6 stopper. That way he's always going to be having fresh tires. And they have 9 sets of tires. They start off the race with 1 on the car and 8 in the pit. So they got plenty of tires. But he can push harder if he decides to do more stops. The problem with doing more stops, LGN, of course, is stopping more than everyone else.
Yeah, that's the problem. And also when your different strategy, and also the key is the entry on the pit road is super slippery, and rather see Frankenfeld make a practice in practice to pit stop in practice actually, and that is really slippery. when you brake, the car is coming to the track. This is really, really hard. So it's gonna be the key for the people to get in the front or make the pass for your rival here at the track.
All that turbulent air a little bit further back, watching Blauman, Hobson, and Spath, last race winner. Matthew Weeks joining us in the lineup tonight. We'll see if he can put that Cup Series experience to work here. Back up front, Frankenfeld, Foti, Pinero. That is unchanged. Forsyth has now joined those three. Clindy will be there very shortly in 5th. Hunter Smith back to 6th. Ethan Stanley still hanging tough in 7th. Fazzaro in 8th. Scholden 9th. Gavin Hibbs in 10th.
Camargo on the back, loose on turn 2. Same when it happened with Richie Hearn. Went to the apron, tried to come back, and he lost at least 2 positions. It's nothing to lose, but at least the car is okay.
Now you'd think, LGN, and everyone watching at home, and the reason I'm asking you is because you're going to tell me that's not the case, but people watching at home are probably thinking, what's the problem out there? This is Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is where the Cup cars go and they turn laps close to 200 miles per hour. These cars should be turning, laps really easily at 200 miles per hour. But this is remarkably one of the hardest places to drive once your tires go off in an IndyCar. Once your tires go off in an IndyCar, you're kind of just hanging along for the ride, turning lap time and praying to get to that pit stop.
Yeah, it's that. You know what? I always said when the tires is gone, you feel going in the air. You feel that the wheel is no more hard. It's like the wheel's loose. And when you feel loose and you turn too much, the car starts to make it that loose or going to the another way. So it's really tough. I know it's not the same like I see Logan Scott almost collected by
Andrew Wood
on the back. Yeah. So the car is going too fast. You make different decisions on line. So you try to, for example, you see Andrew Wood make the medial line. That's the line you must to save the tire, but also too, you can hit the wall. So, like I said, it's hard. It's not like a Cup Series where you make at least maybe 50 or and you can use the same tire sometimes, or you can change the tires to the right side to go into the track. We see in others broadcasting we have in P1 when the drivers in NASCAR they change the right side to go to the end. But here you have to change the 4 because the tires is gone for 4. And
that's a good point. That's a real good point.
Yeah, it's always use the right, left, right. So front right and back left. I think so. That's the main one is have a issue. But if you change it one of them, you have to change it 4 for sure. It's not like a NASCAR stuff. You have to change it 2. No, you have to change it 4 because that's the setup for the car actually.
Watching from Clindy's point of view, back in 5th spot. Yeah, you don't see very often anymore in IndyCar racing where they decide to change 2 tires. That's quite often a strategy call that you see in stock car racing. But you very rarely see that. Every now and then you'll see a call to maybe on a road course change like only the rears or something like that. That's probably an extreme rare case. But in most cases when a car comes to pit road in IndyCar, it's 4 tires and fuel, always. Not always, but 9 times out of 10 it's always the case.
Maybe it never happened in IndyCar this to change. Maybe
older IndyCar,
70,
maybe
60,
yeah,
or 50, maybe yes. The Formula One Saints happened too. I remember in the newer era.
Caution on the racetrack.
Yellow on the back. Oh, I have the car. AJ Hobson.
Thomas Keel's involved in that one too.
By himself. But like I just. Oh, Dan Morera. Nice save. Wow.
Go back a little bit further in time here. Let's watch Keel racing Richie Hearn. That's where we're going to say, that's where we're going to pick up the story. We don't think Richie did anything. Keel blinks out. And the next time he comes back, he's loose in the corner. Did he blink out for you too? Oh, Dave Huckleberry. Woof. Let's go back, watch from Huckleberry's point of view. Did Keel blink out for you too, Lewis? And I don't hear anybody. All right, so I'm in the booth by myself. We're going to watch.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's blink. Sorry, it's blinking myself. It's blinking my camera and then spun.
And then also an unrelated spin is AJ Hobson, who was sideways at the other end of the racetrack. So we're going to go get the camera on AJ there. And we're going to go back a little bit in time for AJ to see what happened to him. And I think this is unrelated. I think he just gets loose off of corner 4 as he's driving a Budweiser livery here. He goes into turn 3 by himself. And they're all each of the clean lines in front of him is taken up, so he's getting nothing but dirty air. So he might be cranking that weight jacker. Watch as he gets up to the wall. Oh, he does kiss the wall, and that's enough. In fact, Logan Spath maybe even followed him up into it. And then, oh, he slides across the, oh, yeah.
I don't know. Dan Morera tried to avoid the incident. It was far away. He went to the apron and missing the cones. But yeah, I think for the kill is that blink make the contact with Richie Hearn with the netcode.
So 2 unrelated events here on lap 28. And yeah, there he goes. He goes across, and then he goes to pit road. And no, well, that's weird. He could have got the cone and could have got the penalty on pit road, but I think he avoided it. I don't see a black flag for him right now. All right, so let's get.
Avoided.
All right, let's get back to action on the racetrack, as we are all under caution. And I think we had pit stops. Did we have pit stops occur? Yes, we had pit stops occur, and everybody came in on lap 27, as we thought they would. Frankenfeld is your leader. In fact, Frankenfeld was pulling away a little bit during the tail end of that stint, so he has his car working pretty good in clean air. We're going to see what happens if, though, he gets back in the pack. How does that change for him? But it's Frankenfeld, Foti, Forsyth, Clindy now in 4th. Clindy beat out Panero. Different formation right now. We're going to go green next time by. So that's why we're not. Oh, Clindy. He forgot.
Oh, yeah, I think yes. He said, I forgot.
He just that's good for him for practicing a restart.
Oh. Wait, somebody have a warning. Let me see. By Chris. It's the only Chris is Chris Albrecht. He have a warning for pit stop because he have to make the pit stop 3 boxes in, 3 boxes out, and he I think so passed that for 4, maybe 5 more.
Green flag, lap 29 underway. Frankenfeld, Foti, Forsyth, Clindy, Pinero for the 4D Racewear 500 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Round 8. And here comes Foti getting a head steam, taking a look to the inside of Frankenfeld. Frankenfeld's not putting up much of a fight. Clindy sends it on the outside, way up high. He might try to get the drop on Forsyth there. So everybody's hit it at lap 27.
Mm-hmm. So I think we always mention Pinheiro, Stanley, and this league. What else? Shad, also too. Logan Spat around over here. But it's time to mention also Clendy because I know Clendy, let's be honest, it's not that good on Kisei also too. I'm not good in road. I try to survive on myself in road. I try to do my best. But oval have to be my own, and I want to beat Adriano Pinheiro also too. Is in 5th now, so he's going to the lead, and he want to show everyone he is strong for oval. And we coming to the Indy 500. It's gonna good candidate in the big names we have in that league.
Yeah, he is a definite double champion right now. He's the reigning and defending ISRA Open Wheel Series champion, is the reigning and defending Votive Season 2 champion as we get very close together with Frankenfeld in turn 3 and 4. And I believe he has all but clinched the championship in the Horizon IndyCar Series that runs on Wednesday nights here on our channel, not ERN, but our channel, P1. And there we go. They settle it back out now, single file. But I believe he has a very commanding lead there, so I believe he might be very close to being, if not already, a triple champion at the moment, and is also a regular competitor in the top split broadcast that we do over on P1 on Tuesday nights. He has finished on the podium in the championship for the Oval Series something like the last 4 seasons he's finished on the podium, whether second or third. So he is really wanting to get the breakthrough championship in the Oval Series. And all the while, he wants to get a breakthrough win here in the Elite Racing League.
When you win different leagues, it's like okay, I win this league. I won actually the Picta Series, like I did too. But when you come into year end or to the other league, we have years and years and years in IndyCar. Sorry, in iRacing, it's make different in your curriculum or maybe resume. Like I won in ERN, Warriors for Peace. I won in this league too. I won in this. So that's make you candidate for everything. Maybe some point it could be happen with Adriano Pinheiro. He have a multiple wins over here. What if is a Clendy in the future could be all the 15 or 20 wins in here ERN and proclaim sometimes some point the champion.
Here's 2 drivers with vastly different racing backgrounds. Matthew Weeks, full-body cars, a lot of oval races. Logan Spath, formula cars, a lot of road courses. Each have 1 win apiece in the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. Matthew got the win last season at the P1 500 at Michigan. Of course, Logan won 2 weeks ago at Long Beach. Watching this battle as Andrew Wood is starting to get closer as well. This is for 13th, 14th, and 15th. Michael Hossack is off the pace down the backstretch, making his first start in the series. We need to get him a better IndyCar livery than that, though. He's back up to speed. I mean, at least it's not a Larson livery. I'll give him that. I do like Jeff Gordon, the fact that he's from Indiana, and that if the path for his career path was different, I'm sure he'd be racing IndyCar at the Indy 500, but, well, things happened. But at least it's not the Larson livery. Or an Oracle Red Bull livery, let's put it that way. Frankenfeld, Clindy up at the front.
Well, with the new Larson, because I saw on the internet, the new Larson livery is coming soon for Indy 500. We're going to see different Larson around. So, you know what stuff. Actually, it's like when Fernando Alonso came to the Indy 500, my God, everyone have it. Everyone.
I think in one of our top split races that we had at Talladega, I think there were 3 or 4 drivers that had it, and at one point they were 1, 2, 3. I know at least 1, 2, 3 at the front of the pack. Watching Fazaro get it around Hunter Smith, move Fazaro. He's up 7 spots to 5th. He seems to be hanging and handling pretty well on this very difficult quad oval.
Pinheiro to the lead.
Pinheiro just right around on the high side. We are 18 laps into this stint. I think maybe Pinheiro learned a little bit from that first stint, and he has driven forward all the way around. Remember, he restarted in 5th, I think. He was behind Clindy.
Pinheiro?
Oh, actually, excuse me. Yes, he was behind Clindy. Yes, he restarted in 5th. So I think when we restarted the race, it was Frankenfeld, Foti, Forsyth, Clindy, and Pinheiro. And then Pinheiro has moved up to the lead now. Foti down to 8th. He's down 6 spots. His teammate, Ethan Stanley, right in front of him. Today's Atlanta 500 brought to you by 4D Racewear. Check out their line for made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in the description. Also want to thank one of our premier platinum partners, Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers. Not just inexperienced drivers, but experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels, which is easy to do. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, click on the link in the description. And we want to thank them for sponsoring Ethan Stanley and also being one of the premier sponsors in the Elite Racing League. We're kind of settling into a bit of a rhythm here. It's Pinheiro. We're pulling out to 1.4 seconds now over Clindy, who is challenging Frankenfeld. They're side by side down the backstretch, drag racing into 3. And also right behind him, it is Forsyth and Fazaro. Fazaro on a roll. He's looking on the low side of Forsyth there in the 4D Dallara. Now we're back in single file.
Fazaro's coming strong. Started on 12, and now it's coming strong to the front. So good to see Fazaro. And Gray almost hit the wall, and Fazaro is coming to again try to make the pass on Forsyth.
And now you're at the point where your car, you talked about how it starts, the tires have gone off, and the car feels like it's flying, like it's floating, right? And so we're at that point in the race. So you saw very clearly Fazaro got underneath Forsyth there. And we're at the point of the race where going low is not necessarily the faster line anymore because your car just doesn't grip like it used to on that low line. The high line is a little bit faster, allows you to keep that momentum up And also, you're not turning the wheel as much in the corner. And then you see Forsyth going to the bottom now, looking for a little clean air from the car in front of him because he's still getting the dirty air from there. But I think he bounded down. Now here comes Fazaro getting a run again back into 3, going low so he can get the clean air. You hear Fazaro getting off the accelerator. We'll show you what last lap speeds look like. They're down there. They're starting to get in the mid-200s. The leader is still at 210, but well under 210 throughout the rest of the field.
So, for example, Fusaro, EPI Fusaro is just use that line. Maybe don't use the IRL line. I try to go in the middle. Look at that. I can see on the back him, and he is loose. He make the waving when he exit the car, so exit the corner. So I think for Fusaro it's just waiting for a mistake of Craig Forsyth. It's hard. I know it's really difficult to wait for the mistake for him, but you can at least make that. We can wait for that. So if you do that, like Fusaro did, and turn 3 and 4, your tire is getting gone. At some point, you're gonna figure out it's like, oh, what? Why am I supposed to be 2 laps ago? I wasn't 5th. Now I am 10. Why? Because you tried to push hard, like he doing now. Now Chris Forsyth make a mistake, just small mistake, and keep going back again for Forsyth on the back. But that's what you have to do. Just wait for the mistake and try to make the pass for high.
Dan Herrera and Andrew.
Hunter's on back.
What's that?
He don't need to hustle. Hunter Smith is really back on the back. It's 1.1 on the back.
Yeah, I'm watching the battle here with Dan Herrera and Andrew Wood going up to Hunter Smith. Hunter Smith getting passed by Foti. We are riding with Hunter Smith for a little bit of a lap as Tyler gets a little loose off of 4. We're going to see a lot of that later in these runs. The loose off of 4 and loose off of 2. The car just all of a sudden gets to the wall and it comes right on around. And then you see the lap speeds getting down under 210. Your leader is Pinero by 1.2 seconds over Clindy. Going back up front, there is Clindy. He is now around Frankenfeld. We're going to get some gap information because we're starting to get gaps out there between positions. Then you see Frankenfeld about a second behind Clindy. And this is pretty, Fazaro, though, is about the only exception. He's the only one really racing somebody right now in the entire top 10. Everyone else is about a second or a half second off the car next to them. Lap 33 of this stint for these drivers. They all stopped on 27. Do we see them come in earlier rather than later? Did they say enough with these tires? Put on new tires, go with a short fill, do a short stop. Yes, and he gets the pass on Forsyth. Forsyth fighting back on the inside. Frankenfeld staying up high, feeding the dirty air to Fazaro. Fazaro's going to get a run on the high side, and he gets a little squirrely. He gets on by. I think Craig lifted a little bit.
He was loose, Craig. That's why he lifted a little bit. You know, Craig is really clean. So he saw the car without outside. He left the car going, and that's why he tried to. It's clean, guys. So it's not like a. But it's loose actually too.
And look at the line that Clindy's running. He's off the bottom. I'm thinking that he's a little loose. He's giving himself a lot of room off the corner, not getting anywhere near that wall. He is 1.8 behind Pinero, so he is out of the draft envelope for Pinero's dirty air. So he is actually experiencing clean air himself. We're lapping traffic at the moment. That is Dave Huckleberry back in 29th going a lap down.
It should be clear they don't have any issue now.
No.
Because it's 1.9 now. But let's see, because Frankenfeld is coming strong. He's the fastest now. Actually, no, 26.2 last lap for Chad. So Actually, it's more slow for the top 5. This is slower, yeah.
Well, before we get to our next round of pit stops, because right now we're looking at green flag pit stops coming up, let's get a word in from our sponsors. Stand by. You're watching the 4D Racewear 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway, Warriors Peace IndyCar Series and Elite Racing League on the Elite Racing Network.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
They walk among us, but at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
And we're back. And there's a car spinning to the inside. Do we get a caution? That is Hunter Smith.
I think it's okay. Oh, I think they have a black flag. Oh, it's safe.
We're going to go back a little bit further, but I think this is late in the run, getting loose off of 4. Late in the run, getting loose off of 4. We're going to see this real quick here. He's very high in 3, so he knows his car is loose. And he's trying to, if the higher you go, the less you're turning that wheel, and he gets right up there. In fact, he follows Forsyth. No, he actually kisses the wall, and that kind of bounces you off it. And he is spinning through the quad oval area.
I keep going with the what has happened after to him.
Oh, he just missed the cone, but he's currently showing a meatball, so I'm not sure what happened here.
After that, he coming for the exit for the pit road, and he lose the control.
All right, we'll pick it up at a regular speed here, and then we'll cut the live television here. There he is, struggling at the moment here to bring it back up to speed. There it is, off the banking, and then spins to the inside. Okay, so now we got to start thinking about pit stops as our leader is starting to experience lap traffic. Thomas Keel, Michael Hosick right in front of him. And we pretty much eliminate Hunter Smith, unfortunately, from being a player. Oh, Hosick. Car unloads on him as he's going through turn 2.
So always what happened to me, when I see the car for 2 laps make me that strange things, I come in, especially with the 46th lap. So I know we are in the open windows to do it, but I don't want to come into the pit.
Oh, Pinero gets loose off of 2. And now we look, Clindy's reeling him in. So Pinero experiencing lap traffic right now, getting the dirty air, and he's having the heartaches that a lot of these drivers are facing further back in the back.
I see him loose on the corner, but I think, like I said, if the car do that, I come in soon. I want to prefer to come in soon to lose again, another race.
And we know that you don't like to pit early.
No, because this condition on the track with these tires is 90% yellow flag, especially when they're coming in when they're coming in for turn 3.
We are 49 laps into this stint, and he has lap traffic all in front of him. Andrew Wood going to pit road.
So I don't know what happened to Andrew Wood. He braked in the middle, and AJ Hobson braked in the middle, and came Adriano Pinheiro between these two guys.
Clindy now has 2 lap cars that he needs to navigate before he can get up to Pinheiro. Do we see Pinheiro make the dive down pit road? No. Frankenfeld, I think, is going to make the dive down to the apron in turn 3 and come to pit road. So scheduled green flag stop for Chad Frankenfeld, one of our early leaders, as he tries to keep that car on the banking to maintain the speed. Then he needs to get down to the 45 miles per hour. Did he speed? I don't think he did.
He done. No, that's clear, but it was close.
It was very close. So we're going to see now everybody now probably answer on pit road, as I don't have a good shot of him on pit road. There we go. There's a good shot of him. We're going to see probably everyone answer here because the undercut with fresh tires is pretty powerful. We'll look at the last lap turns as we got Pinheiro coming to the pits and Clindy coming to the pits, and Clindy is right on our leader. Oh, Clindy! He slides and he goes back up into the line of racing line, and we go caution.
Oh, Pinheiro aboard. They pitted in. Oh, no. But he didn't cross the... Wow. What a step.
Oh, wow, look at that. Oh. Because if we go back and we'll watch this just a little bit more in history here, you're going to see at the bottom here, as he comes to pit road, watch these lights right there. Whoop, whoop. I'm trying to circle them. I can't really do it very well. But those were on. So if he came to pit road was closed, and he does it right in front of A.J. Hobson. A.J. has to get on the binders. So, wow, that shakes things up as Clindy brings out the caution coming to pit road a little hot. And I was just going to get ready to bring up last lap speeds, but that's not going to show you anything, so we'll have to wait and see how far we go in this next stint. But Clindy, that's going to cost them some positions as he hits his stall now. Pinheiro is in his stall. He's down and away. Tyler Fode. Actually, Craig Forsyth comes out second. Pizarro third with a lap car in front of him. That is A.J. Hobson. Jim Herrick has a black flag coming off of pit road, so he must have sped. So Hobson came to pit road. Well, he was a lap. Well, I don't know what happened there. But Hobson is a lap down. Go ahead.
So when these two guys came, Pinheiro and Clindy came, Pinheiro didn't announce he coming in. Just he came in, and Clindy came on the back. So Clindy complained. So next time, just let me know if you're coming to the pit. And he spun. So they give you EOL to Clindy because he threw the yellow flag. That's why the yellow flag we have now, because Clindy spun. But he tried to complain because Pinheiro, he didn't call. And this kind of mandatory to call when you're coming into the pit. So, that's the incident happened between Pinheiro and Clindy in this time. But I think you see the chat pitted in when he came to the pit road. He used the banking. He didn't use the flat stop, so the flat track. Mm-hmm. So it's something you have to maybe practice before, because that banking is make you more faster to come into the pit road.
So yeah, we're watching from Pinero's car right now, and actually when you get down onto here, above this little seam, this black seam here, that's actually on the banking. That's not as much banking as he has up here. I believe this is 24 degrees. This is a little bit of banking. I forget what the top portion of the apron is banked at, but that right there is slight banking, and then the very bottom is actually flat. Okay, we're gonna go green next time by.
So big back push for Trendy, because he's gonna start it from.
He's back
24.
in 24th, along with Frankenfeld, who stopped early.
Why? Oh, have a lap down. Yeah, makes sense. You see, that's the disadvantage when you're coming in before. Yep, start it all over again.
And Pinero will be bringing us to green here at lap 84. Pinero, Forsyth. The third car in line, A.J. Hobson, he's a lap down. Fazzaro's in third. The fourth car in line, Tyler Fode. Matthew Weeks, your top five. Here we go. New tires, fresh tanks for everybody. Here we go. Oh, we're spinning. That is James Watson. No caution. No caution.
Oh no, Jim Herrick. Dan Morera, no. You know what? That's the problem. This is the problem when you. Oh my god. Okay. Dan Morera jumping basically start on the restart we have. And that's why he came through with all of these cars. Yeah, he make a jumping start over there, and keep us 5 cars in the line.
No black flags, but Herrick is up to 11.
Because it's a restart by the leader. If we talking about by race control could be give it to him black flag because he make the jumping start. But we need to wait for race control.
You're right. Race control is going to have to, because you can't get the auto black flag because we were already green in iRacing. iRacing thought we were already green. Fazzaro battling once again, Forsyth. Forsyth has seen a lot of Fazzaro today, and he is now to the lead. Rafi Fazzaro, your new leader. And I got to ask at this point, does Pinero really care? Long as he's up there.
No, I think so.
What do you think?
I think so. No, he's like, okay, I think maybe 54. We are in 120 to go. I think it's better to save a little bit fuel to at least make the 2 stop it to go to the end.
So I think he's just actually happy to allow someone to get by, get some fuel mileage out of this, because he doesn't seem to really be showing a lot of urgency to want to get back around Rafi. So Rafi, the new leader, first time he's led all season here in the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. And then right behind him is our 2-time and defending series champion, Adriano Pinero. Currently the points leader coming into today's race. Easton Stanley taking a shot inside of Schold at the double dog legs. Oh, sliding up, slidey. he gets back in line right in front of Norgard. Norgard's had himself a great season. He's in the top 5 in points. I think Ethan maybe got loose off of 4 that time, because here comes Norgard on the outside.
Oh, it's a slight loose over there, but this loose with 10 laps. I think it's a force. forced too much. Okay. Hold. Okay, Pocock is with damage. And Connor Dixon is with damage too. On the back, contact with... So Pocock hit the turn 2, and Nixon, wow. This should be the real life is yellow flags on the back. But both of them meatball flag. Whoa!
Trying to go back a little bit in time here to see what happened.
79.
Oh, gosh. There it is.
Yeah, and Hunter Smith hit the wall also too.
Pocock in the wall, and Connor just comes up on him. Again, closing late rates very fast in these cars. Someone's like saying, why couldn't he brake? Why did he, why could he just ARCA brake them? Again, keep in mind, you are going a football field every couple of seconds in these cars. And even that is difficult to slow down as we see, Hunter Smith, I think on the high side, thread the needle.
Basically, try to brake your car in 60 miles per hour in wet grass. That's the same thing, the same sensation when you brake in over 200 miles and this car, but without wet track.
Yeah.
It's not brake, actually. It's just going, and just waiting for the impact.
The ERL's IndyCar Series is proudly sponsored by Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace is an Indianapolis-based nonprofit organization working to end violence and inspire peaceful change. Founded in memory of Jack Shockley, they support youth through scholarships, mentoring, and community programs. To learn more to support their mission, visit their webpage at warriorsforpeace.org. That's the Warriors 4 peace.org, or follow one of their socials today. All the links you need are in the description. And we want to thank the Warriors for Peace for their continued support of this signature series. Lap 97, very shortly, we will be to the halfway point. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your leader is Rafi Fazaro, Pinero second, Forsyth third, Tyler Fode fourth, Matthew Weeks in fifth.
Brazil, okay. The two Brazilians on the lead and one Canadian.
And this whole line of cars behind him. I think everyone's just kind of at this point working at staying in line and trying to get some mileage underneath them for some fuel. Going back a little bit further in the pack, Frankenfeld, there he is in 16th, right behind Gavin Hibbs. Right behind Frankenfeld is Clindy, who brought out the last caution. He is in 17th. Hunter Ingrave up to 14th as he started shotgun on this field. Did not have a good qual run, but Hunter's up to 14th spot, up 16 positions. Chris Albrecht on the tail end of the top 10. Chris, in the F5 car, he is up 15 spots into the top 10.
It's very... I always said Michigan Fontana is not really impressed to have a 15 or 16. But in this kind of condition and this kind of track, especially Atlanta, have a 15 or 16 spot wins is really... it's a good race, actually. It's really, wow, I am here, top 10.
2 laps short of the halfway point. Stanley back in 8th, Norgard 9th. Schold up to 5th, Blauman into 6th, Weeks back to 7th. As that whole group is racing one another pretty hard at the double doglegs on the front stretch. The quad oval area. Weeks going to the bottom. And here's Blauman now taking a peek to the outside.
interesting how it's really interesting how Piñeiro with 23 laps still in the tail of Fusaro, and for example 40, I put an example 40 is 7/10 of Craig Forsyth. So Forsyth is close also too, but not that close than Piñeiro it is. So I think Piñeiro is just save fuel, save max fuel he can, and try to don't force the tires to attack to the end.
Once again, today's race sponsored by, and it's the sponsor of this car right here we're watching, is 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in the description. They also sponsor the Pole Award. Piñeiro got that pole award again for this race. That is the fourth time that he's got the pole. Got the pole at Kentucky, got the pole at Chicagoland, round 1, round 2. Got the pole at round 5 at the Monster Mile. Not the Monster Mile. I guess it would be the Monster Mile. Yeah, Dover, Monster Mile. He got the pole there, and he gets the pole here today at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ethan Stanley has 3 poles this season, all of them on the road courses, though. Still one more road course to go. That is our next race, which is the Indy GP, sponsored by the F5 Challenge. Battle for 12th, Hearn, Spath, Clindy. All 3 guys very accomplished in these Indy cars, running together right here in a pack. And also joining them very shortly, if he can get there, is Clindy's teammate, Hunter Ingrave.
It's going high, it's going
Whoa!
high. Wow. Yep, sorry, Side Logan.
Look at all the turbulence. Logan, a little bit of slide off the corner. Frankenfeld back to 16th now. Gavin Hibbs a little bit further back as well, 17th. We got some ill-handling cars. We're now 30 laps into this stint. And we'll give you an idea of what lap times are like now, at least lap speeds. And, yep, right in the 209, 210 area. This camera is shaking. Oh, and Chad's coming to pit road. This is going to be a scheduled stop for him. He's like, nope, I'm gonna do the multi stops. I think he wants new tires on. He wants to push. So he's going for the 5-stopper or 6-stopper ultimately, I think, is what maybe his plan might be. Pit road scheduled stop at lap 112 for our defending Indy 500 winner from last season. He gets the shout out from Paul Page in the Delta Force promo. How cool is that to have your name mentioned by Paul Page? Piñeiro, they see Piñeiro and Forsyth, and then they talk about R.C. Anderson and that promo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, yes. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
And that's in a couple weeks here on the Elite Racing Network. It'll be the 14th running of the Rebilas Photography Indy 500, May 8th, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. LGN, myself, and a host of others will bring you the best 200 laps, 500 miles that you're going to see until later this season when the ERL does it again, and then the PRI 500 later in December.
Wait, so 24 is the Indy GP. May 1st is the qualifying. and May 8th is the Indy 500.
Yep.
Oh, 3 weeks.
Yeah. So
And then
we
have 2 weeks off. To come back on
we're
Milwaukee.
really after this race. We're in the stretch run. We have our final road course of the season. We'll bring up the schedule here for you since not a lot's going on the racetrack. There you see, we'll go to the Indy GP, then we do qualifying, then we'll do Carb Day, then we'll do the 500. Then we'll go to take a little time off, go to Milwaukee for our throwback livery race, and then we'll wrap up at Gateway. And those last 3 races you see there on the schedule, these last 3 races right here, 2 of them are double points. Indy is double points, and Gateway is double points. And you can get bonus points. I make a star there. There we go. You can get bonus points on Carb Day if you qualify in the Fast 12. So, again, even though when we move to Indianapolis, the focus is really on the race and not so much on the points championship, Indianapolis will have a lot of impact on the points championship. You have an opportunity to get as many as 12 bonus points, as few as 1 bonus point for qualifying. That's if you make the Fast 12. Now, if you're outside the Fast 12, you get no points in qualifying. And then Indianapolis awards double points. And then you have the race at Milwaukee, which is a standard points race. Then we go to Gateway to wrap up the season, and that's double points. So someone that might not be in the championship race right now might do very well at Indianapolis, do reasonably well at Milwaukee, and do very well at Gateway, and all of a sudden they could be in the championship run. So these guys that currently are leading in the points that we've talked about all day today, Pinero, Foti, Stanley, Norgard, Schold, really need to get a good finish out of today because there's still some big-time point opportunities to earn mega points later this season.
So in between, we're talking about that. Stanley make the pit stop.
Norgard coming to pit road.
He did 39.
Norgard actually coming off pit road, coming up to speed on his out lap.
34. Sorry, Stanley did 34. Chad did 34 also too.
They're trying for the undercut. They're going to be really fast with these new tires. There you see last lap speeds. The speeds really haven't come down much below 209. We've been showing that one a little bit too long. We'll put you on intervals right here, show you who's all in the top 10 and beyond. It's Fazzario leader in his rookie season. Pinero, 2-time defending Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series champion here in the Elite Racing League. Looking for championship number 3 to tie Henry Bennett and Alex Van de Sant for championships here in the ERL IndyCar Series. And then we got Craig Forsyth back in 3rd, Tyler Foti back in 4th, Ryan Schold. He has had a very good last couple of races, Ryan has, sporting the PRI Hoosier 500 sponsorship on the side. He had a very bad first race of the season. I don't think he made it past turn 2 on lap 1. I think he took out Frankenfeld as a result. Yeah.
Yes.
But most races after that, he's done reasonably well. So he is currently 5th on the racetrack and 5th in points.
What if Ryan finished 3rd or 2nd or maybe win the Indy 500 and then Milwaukee top 5 and then Gateway something, maybe top 5 or maybe 2nd. Could be battle for there, but it's a what if. So we're talking about all of these guys around, and you said about the double points in Indianapolis, the point for the top for the fastest 12, and also the double points on the end of the season and World Wide
Technology Raceway. Yep.
Yes. It's very interesting how it's happened. Oh, what if just even what happened with Pinheiro? What if Pinheiro is something happened with Pinheiro in Indianapolis? It's going down, and the Stanley also too. What is happening with in Long Beach, and we see different person or different driver going to the front.
And remember, last race of last season at World Wide Technology Raceway, the finale, 7 drivers got into the finale with a chance to win the championship, or mathematically possible in the championship. So now we're starting to see leaders in traffic, and we're starting to see leaders in traffic with fresh tires. And Mark Rebilas, he has the pace. He's really not holding anybody up trying to, but that's how much faster he is. Rebilas is just off of pit road. His stint is only 1 lap old, so he's on brand spanking new tires. He gets around Dan Marrera. He moves up to 24th, but he's racing around the leaders who are on 48 lap old tires at the moment. And look at Rebilas. He's just passing everybody right now down the backstretch. Down into 206s now for these leaders.
Tyler 40 is coming and going for Forsyth. I have a Dan Morera. Be careful over there.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
And we got contact.
No.
He might have got into the back of Dan. And are we going to go caution?
No, it's no caution.
No caution.
Oh. That's going to be a penalty for 40. Could be.
I'm going to go back a little bit further, and we're going to watch this. I need to go back further in time.
I know you're going fast, but...
Trying to get back there. Yeah, it's not easy to do this. So here we go. We'll watch, get a kind of a closer view of Dan Marrera. But here comes the cars right behind him, and we'll go to a gearbox view. Here's Tyler Fode. He just gets a big run because he has those fresh tires, and I don't know if that was contact, but that looked really close. Meanwhile, leader comes the pit road, turns the lead over to Pinheiro, and now we have a battle for third and second between Fode and Forsyth, as Fode doesn't seem to be damaged on his nose from that incident, but we'll see if race control rules on it.
We didn't mention Fusaro came into the pit with 51 on last stint, so he is out.
Richie Hearn just stopped as well.
For Forsyth. Oh no, Craig! Oh.
Oh, look at that car! Look at how loose it is down there on the. And now you just need to slow that thing down. And he does it. Wow. So now it's Pinheiro, Fode. Weeks is now moved up to third. Schold is in fourth. Gavin Hibbs is in fifth. Gavin Hibbs coming to pit road, scheduled stop. He's trying to stay on that banking to keep that, maintain that speed on the in lap here. Meanwhile, those that pitted a little bit earlier moving up in the order. Frankenfeld out up to 8th. Norgard 9th. Hunter Ingrave coming to pit road for a scheduled stop. Pinheiro still the leader. We think Pinheiro is going to go as long as he possibly can. He's 56 laps into his current stint. And he's coming in now. Yeah, there he is.
I think, yeah.
Along with Fode. Yeah, Fode coming in as well. Fode's going to stay on the banking. Pinheiro is going to stay on the apron. Does Fode get really close here? He does. He reels him in.
Break. Oof.
Weeks coming to pit road as well. Scheduled stop. Schold coming to pit road. Scheduled stop. Stanley staying out now. Actually, he's 22 laps into his stint. So can he get her back around and pick up the lead here?
So for sure, Pinheiro have to make one more stop. But the thing is, you're gonna do it the 56 to do a one splash in 15. That's a stupid strategy. Or just cut that 71 to go for 36 and the last one 35 and just go to the end.
Craig Forsyth, new tires. That's what you see right there. 2:16.2 purple lap for Craig Forsyth. But right now on the speedway, your new leader, Ethan Stanley, getting some bonus points for leading. He's going to be critical in the points championship. He is up at the front. Frankenfeld, now he's 27 laps into his own stint. He is second. Norgard is in third. Brian Blauman in Air Jordan. Craig Forsyth sets another purple lap, a 2:16.4. Blauman, 11 laps into his stint. He's in fourth. And Craig Forsyth comes out of the pits in fifth. And he's ahead of Pinheiro. And if Forsyth can stay there, I'm going to say Forsyth might be in the driver's seat at the moment. But still, we have a lot of racing to go here. Lap 140 of 2:08.
So Forsyth did 7.9 on pit stop. Pinheiro did 9.6. Fusaro 9.6. So I'm 49.5. So means Craig Forsyth put less fuel on the tank.
Well, I mean, you obviously see the fall off if you decide to stay out there for a full tank. Is maybe he's splitting his final stint in half, maybe? And then that way, I mean, he's going to have really worn tires at the end of this thing.
I don't understand why no Pinheiro did that. Because Chad did 7.8 on box. So means it's going for a short stop also too.
Battle for the lead, or not for the lead, excuse me. This is for when the leaders come to pit road. This will ultimately be the battle for the lead. But the lead right now is currently controlled by Ethan Stanley in the new egg car. Did I say new egg? I meant blue egg. Jeez. They fuel small businesses to win big, right? All right. Frankenfeld in second, as really there's traffic all over this racetrack right now. Frankenfeld has Andrew Wood and Nigel Camargo in front of him right now.
Smart Pinheiro. They don't want to battle on Craig Forsyth because if they battle together, they're going to lose time. And they left to Craig Forsyth push to come into the group where it's Fran and Stanley. It's kind of far, but at least to getting close to Frankenfeld.
And they have Victor Aldrich in front of him. Victor is currently in 21st position. One lap down. The lead lap situation is 19 cars on the lead lap. Michael Hosick making his first start in the series. He is the last car on the lead lap.
4.4. My God, I lost the 4.8. It's a Stanley on chat. Stanley over on chat in the track.
Yeah, and Hosick right in front of Stanley. Stanley looks like he's just staying right there, very patient, just getting some fuel mileage off the draft of Hosick. Hosick wants to stay on the lead lap. Hosick making it, like I said, making his first start. And actually, to make your first start in the series and to get this deep into a race and stay on the lead lap is pretty good. Now he needs to really hold his line and be predictable and see where he can help out the leader a little bit, but also try to fight to keep on the lead lap. And there he is now down a lap as Stanley gets on by.
Oh. So Brian, okay. So Craig Forsyth tried to pass Brian Blumman, and Norgard caught the pass on Craig Forsyth, and now Pinheiro passed Blumman and Forsyth, and he made the pass on Norgard, so it's going for Frankenfeld.
This is a battle for second, and you're seeing in cars in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. This is a battle for second. Now Pinheiro gets around Frankenfeld, so he is now up in the second spot on the timing and scoring sheet. Norgard now third, as those tires are starting to go away on Frankenfeld, 37-lap-old tires.
I think Norgard is in struggle with the tires because he cannot follow the pace of Bluman and also Frankenfeld. And Pinheiro's go away.
Yeah, Pinheiro's checked out. A little bit behind that group is Pizarro. There's our former leader, bringing right with him. He's bringing Tyler Fode. Kalindi is recovered up to 9th. Now, some of these guys back this far back really could use a caution to get back kind of in contention. Although we probably have anywhere between 1 to 2 pit stops for a lot of these drivers to complete the distance. Richie Hearn in 10th. It just shows if you keep plugging away, you'll work your car back up through the pack. Both Klindy and Hearn have experienced issues this race and have caused them to go back and lose a lot of track position. They've had to gain it all back the hard way. Like the old Morgan Stanley commercial. They earn money the old-fashioned way. They earn it. Well, these guys earn position the old-fashioned way. They passed for them.
Pinheiro is going fast. Really, really fast. Now it's a 4/10 over Stanley. So in 2 laps he got 1.3 seconds. So now it's 2.7. We said 5 laps ago it's 4 something seconds. Now it's 2.7. It's going down.
As out the gearbox of Ethan Stanley, and there you see the car at the top of your screen, that yellow and orange Dallara of Pinheiro stalking Stanley, digging into him. Take a look at the last lap. Oh God, Pinheiro's 2 miles per hour faster than Stanley right now.
You know what a very interesting is when we have a new update of the car with the hydro.
The hybrid?
Is to pass, yeah, in the ovals. It's gonna be interesting that because when you use that, you burn more fuel, but you go more fast. That's gonna be interesting when we have it this one, maybe in 1 year, maybe, or maybe on the end of this year. Who knows?
I don't know if they're gonna burn. I don't think they burn more fuel because they're using battery power. They might burn more fuel because it weighs more. We'll find out. We haven't seen yet a race this season with the hybrid and real IndyCar racing on the oval yet. In fact, unfortunately, just the way the we've seen the hybrid on the road courses, but we haven't seen an oval race yet. Iowa last year. It was in Iowa last year, yeah, but they've done more development on it.
Oh.
That time by Pinheiro, 2:11, Stanley, 2:10.
Oh, Frankenfeld pit stop now.
This is not a final stop for him. Let's do the math. We're 208 minus 159. Well, yeah, that's at 49 laps, so he's done, but his tires are going to be really old at the end of this thing.
Yeah, 9 seconds in the box. Fusaro is not coming to the pit. No, he lost 1 spot. So I think Stanley should be coming in now because he's lose a lot of time. It's a lot of time he's missed and losing. So 10 laps ago, we was 4 seconds over all this group, and now it's 1.1. So I think he needs to make the stop now to don't have that problem.
Well,
when
we'll see
Pinheiro
what
passed him
happens,
and
but Ethan Stanley is powered by Blue Egg Marketing. You can rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Do not spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, click on their link in the description. You'll find out that Blue Egg is nothing like New Egg. Click on their link in the description. They are the sponsors of Ethan Stanley, your leader at the moment, but we expect him to come to pit road virtually any moment for his final stop. And there is a battle for the lead brewing here very shortly. Pinheiro has caught him. Now, Lewis, what do? Do you pit before getting past, or you pit after getting past?
When the moment it make me the pass, I stop it. Because I know I'm going to go slow, and it's coming great foresight, it's going to pass me. It's going to be a disaster. So I prefer to stop now. Like now.
This is exactly what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow! No black flag for Ethan Stanley, flirting with disaster at the entry end of pit road.
60 miles per hour when he crossed 57 of 50, so 7 miles past. Wow.
Logan Spath on pit road, last race winner. Stanley down and away. Final stop is done. Now these tires are going to be really worn at the end of this race, as we now have 43 to go. That turns the lead over to Pinheiro with Forsyth second, Foti third. Clindy now up the fourth. Where'd he come from? He has been charging hard. Plowman in fifth, Pizarro sixth, Norgard seventh, Weeks eighth, Hearn ninth, and Chris Albrecht. Oh, Clindy, don't slide up anymore. This is not a battle for position, just battle between two cars on the racetrack. Andrew Wood struggling today.
No. Oh, no.
What happened?
Wow. No. I think I saw the replay. Yeah, no. Forget it.
Okay.
I wasn't. I see a different thing.
Andrew Wood struggling a little bit today. He's back in 23rd, 2 laps down. This is not an easy oval to race on. He is a very accomplished driver in his own right, winner at the Lionheart level. But this is not an easy oval.
It is tough, especially with the old one. I think that the new one is kind of more easy.
New one's crazy. We were watching laps in the two. They were qualifying at 2:39 on the new one for the on our Tuesday broadcast over on P1 for the Oval Series. We did a doubleheader there, and both times the pole sitter was at 2:39 qualifying on that mile that version of this track. Wow. Yeah. Ethan Stanley, purple lap, 2:16.4. That's what he needs to be doing.
I think he needs to save it tires to go strong to the end, because he cannot make more stop until we have a new yellow in the maybe 20 to go. Maybe 20 to go is the limit to come into the pit. You cannot do more than that. Before we get to this next round of complete pit stops, as Norgard coming to pit road,
Albrecht coming to pit road, and they're just all in front of the leaders, and they were kind of scrambling. Let's get in our last word from iRacing and World Wide Technology Raceway, and we'll be right back for the conclusion of this pretty exciting race. Pinheiro is your leader, but Ethan Stanley on a charge, mounting one. Can he make the return to the point? We'll see after the break. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
They walk among us, but at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
And we're back, and we're watching a drive-through penalty for Leighton Norgard as he drops down through the order. We're not sure exactly what happened there. Also coming off of pit road with him is Ryan Scholl. That's going to help hurt his... Oh, Ryan, hang on, buddy! As he gets squirrely using the banking and the apron. Forsyth goes purple that time by 2:17.7 on those slightly older tires. As we're going to go 3 wide, this is a battle for position. Actually, no, 2 positions. It is Frankenfeld and Forsyth. Hearn not involved in the battle. Hearn currently in 6th spot. Stanley and Forsyth and Frankenfeld, they're all 1 lap down now. So 7 cars are on the lead lap. 31 here to go at Atlanta. Pinheiro is your leader. Foti is second. We just saw Fazaro making the dive to pit road. He's coming in. He left from 4th. Matthew Weeks now 3rd. Clindy now 4th, coming to pit road. Scheduled final stop for him. Same thing for Richie Hearn. Hunter Ingrave staying out long. He moves up to 4th. 30 to go. Once again, want to thank our series sponsor, the the Warriors for Peace, sponsoring the Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series. The URL's IndyCar Series is sponsored by Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace is an Indianapolis-based nonprofit organization working to end violence and inspire peaceful change. Founded in memory of Jack Shockley to support youth through scholarships, mentoring, and community programs. To learn more importantly, to support their mission, visit their webpage at Warriors for the number 4 peace.org. Warriors4peace.org, or follow one of their socials today. All the links you need are in the description, so click on them today. We want to thank Warriors for Peace for their continued support of this signature series. Back up front, Tyler Foti runs the point with 28 to go.
Pinheiro ready to go to the end with 22.0. So he's ready to make the fuel, 7.9 in the box, so he can go to the end. He said, so the penalty for Norgard was crossed over the white line in 3 and 4. That's the penalty for Norgard.
For coming to pit road?
To the pit road, yes.
Okay.
He crossed the white line in 3 and 4.
2:18.5. So he came to pit road down in 3 and 4 and then went below the white line and then came back up above the white line. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that being a penalty. Tyler Fode coming to pit road. Final stop. Allowing his teammate on by.
And the battle is Piñeiro and Greg Forsyth close for legitimate position.
Hunter Ingrave coming to pit road for his final stop.
Wow.
So Piñeiro and Forsyth battling it out. Stanley's in front of him. He's going to be on really worn tires compared to the leaders, or to the guys chasing him down. Let's put it that way. Stanley on 19-lap-old tires. The guys chasing him down. Piñeiro on 4-lap-old tires. Forsyth on 10-lap-old tires. They're going to run him down here in the closing laps.
Look at that. It's coming now again. I think he made the pass. I think so. Forsyth, I understand Piñeiro is really, really fast with or without all tires. So it's fast with everything. So better for Forsyth, just Piñeiro left the push and make the pass to Stanley, and when Stanley have Piñeiro on the front, he can make the pass on Stanley and secure the second, and maybe, why not, going for the lead.
Now, we know Craig pretty well in the community. He has wins at many different levels, including the Lionheart level. He's a series champion in Dark Horse. But he has not gotten past his opening win here that he has in his career here in the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. Only one career win, 9 career top 5s, 30 career top 10s, and 54 starts. That normally says that he's up in the top 10 most of the time. Of course, we saw him finish on the podium last season to Matthew Weeks at that slugfest known as the Michigan 500, the U.S. 500 sponsored by P1. Matthew Weeks is still out there with 51 laps on this tank of fuel. I don't know if he could, there's no way he could make it another, yeah, here we come to pit road. Hunter Smith, purple lap. 2:18.8. A little late for Hunter, but showing pace at the end of the race.
Matthew Weeks to the pit, so to finish the race with 19 to go.
And now Piñeiro will pick up the lead while Weeks is on pit road.
Oh, miss. Oh, he missed a lot. Oh, here we go.
And now we're watching. Oh, Stanley blinks out in front of Forsyth. So Piñeiro got around Stanley. We missed that. But we're going to see this right here with Stanley and Forsyth. I don't think Stanley can hold off Forsyth. I'm not sure about that. There's less than 10 laps difference between their tires. But Forsyth down low. He's going to drag race with Stanley down the backstretch. Going into 3. He still holds that position there. And he might clear him on the exit of 4. And he does. Move Forsyth up the second. Stanley in third. And frankly, Lewis, with 17 to go, I think this is how our podium's going to finish. Unless there's a late caution, I don't see anyone catching Piñeiro. I don't see anyone catching Forsyth. And I think Stanley has a big enough of a gap on Frankenfeld. We'll check that real quick.
It's yeah.
Yeah, this might be your podium right here. It might be Piñeiro, Forsyth, and Stanley with 16 to go. But there's still a lot of lap traffic out here. Still a lot of cars racing. And you know what they say, when cars are racing, that's when yellows happen. And we might have ourselves a sprint to the end with some people coming to pit road to throw some fresh tires on. because we know the power of fresh tires here. Some of these drivers do have extra sets. Here is all your pit stops. Everyone's done 4. But more importantly, here are your stint lengths, by the way.
Everything can happen, to be honest. Like I said in Long Beach, nothing secure for Stanley and also for Pinheiro, and both of them out by Richie Herring hit in one of the blind turn. We saw in Body in P1 broadcasting when we are really easy to go to the end and 4 to go. We have one sprint to go when Omier won the race over the Clendy. So could be one more yellow flag, but we seen today is not gonna happen because the people really understood how's driving with the old tires, and it's gonna be difficult to have a yellow flag to the end.
Fode gets around Frankenfeld, move Fode up to 4th. Ethan Stanley still blinking. He does not want to blink and fall out at this point in the race, not with 12 laps to go. Frankenfeld back to 5th. Blauman might have a shot at catching Frankenfeld here. Actually he won't. Oh, wait a minute. There he is. Okay, I don't have gaps up. I have intervals up. Here, let me get the gaps up. There, we'll tell you.
0.4.
Yeah, Blauman's going to catch him here. Blauman will definitely catch him as he's now 2/10. Glindy's recovered the 7th. Fazaro had a good day. He's an 8th. He's been in the top 10 all day today. Richie Hearn, good race as well, despite getting loose and having to recover it off of turn 2 early in the race. Side by side, Blauman and Frankenfeld battle for position and move Blauman into the top 5 here in the late stages and late going at Atlanta. I want to thank everyone for joining us. If you are just joining us, we are on the late stages here at Atlanta with 10 to go. You're watching ERN's coverage of round 8 of 12 of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. 4D Racewear 500 coming to you from Legacy Atlanta Motor Speedway, where Adriano Pinheiro currently leads. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so don't miss out on the next race. The next race for us will be next week from the road course at Indianapolis for the 6th annual F5 Challenge, Indianapolis Grand Prix. It is the start of our month of May and the road to the Indy 500, so don't miss it. Start time is 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Elite Racing Network. 9 to go, as Clendy in a battle with Fazaro a little bit further on back. This is for 7th and 8th. And also Richie Hearn involved there, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
I reviewed the penalty on Norgard because there's Norgard close.
Whoa! Richie Hearn 3 wide on the bottom with Clendy in the middle. Hearn sends it, and they all survive on the other side. Oh!
Wow. A little reaction with the old tires. Nice move of Richie Hearn, and everybody survived, like you said.
Clendy goes to the bottom now on Hearn, trying to get a run on the low side, but he's got dirty air from Pizarro. He's going to push up the racetrack. He has to lift a little bit to get back in line. So Clendy was at one point battling for 7th. Now he's back in 9th. Meanwhile, back up front, Pinheiro getting around lap traffic, leader by 4.6 seconds over Forsyth, looking to close this one out. Pinheiro won earlier this year at Kentucky Speedway, then Chicagoland. Then he won at, I take that back. I'm looking at pole winners. Pinheiro won at Chicagoland, and then he won at Auto Club, and then he won at Barber, and then he's going to win probably here if nothing happens at Atlanta. Interesting enough, he's on a bit of a pattern. Every other race this season, starting at race 2, so every even number race, Pinheiro has won. Do you know what race number 10 is here of the schedule, Lewis?
Race number 10.
We're in race number 8.
Schedule?
So race number 10 is the Indianapolis 500.
It's Indianapolis 500, yes.
Wow. So maybe we have the code here, the Da Vinci code here for Pinheiro. We've cracked it. Every other race this season, maybe this is how he gets his first 500 victory. 2 to go here at Atlanta.
2 things. Oh, Stanley hit the wall.
And he goes to the inside, and there's going to be no caution, and that's going to be a penalty, and he's going to fall down in the order.
I supposed to tell you 2 things. Stanley's getting close on Craig Forsyth, and 40 is getting. No, Jim Herrick, and correct 40.
All right, we're trying to watch on the green flag, white flag in the air right now. We got a lot going on. We're watching what happened to Stanley, and we're going to have to replay these last couple of laps because we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Herrick is out. Stanley is out. Stanley hits the wall.
And Fusaro is going to finish in 3rd.
Okay, we're going to go back and watch a lot of that. We're going to play it again at full.
Oh.
We missed everything. We're going to play it at full speed here. So let's go back to Ethan Stanley. There he just made the spin. So, and then we had Jim Herrick. He spins, and in the Fody's then, he doesn't even get to the start-finish line. He has we don't get caution because we're on the white flag lap.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's got to be hearing this in his headset, Pinheiro, like, you got a car on the front stretch that's disabled or something, and there they see him all, and there he gets the win, kind of going through the accident zone. But in the last 2 laps, everything changed for the championship.
I don't know. I thought Body's going to catch Stanley, but Stanley was battled because they have the lap down in the middle between Craig Forsyth, because Craig Forsyth complained, my God, and say something stuff in the radio. And Stanley hit the wall. Jim Herrick left the pass on Craig Forsyth, and that's why Jim Herrick spun and 40 hit Fusaro 3rd and Richard Hearn on 4th. Crazy final.
Let's watch what happened to Herrick here. Again, other things were happening on the racetrack, and then we will get into the interviews and the final standings. But a very hectic. There's I think that's Albrecht back there maybe got loose off the corner. Yeah, Camargo almost buys it off of 2 as well. Everyone's just hanging on. And Jim, he was giving a little extra room to his teammate.
But too much room.
Oh, my goodness. And I feel and lit when you do, because I know you and Pinheiro talk to one another to get me to get his final words for his interview. But let him know I apologize. We were not covering him taking the checkered flag. There was just a lot of stuff going on, and now we are back here at the racetrack, and we need to get the final standings in here. But let's. While we're doing that, let's get the And who finished? Okay, Fazaro, you're right, came home third. Yeah, we'll just do this replay here, and then we'll put the final standings on top of it.
And we have a standings. So
okay. Well, we have a lot to get to here still, but here are your final standings. Wow. For some reason, the final standings load in mid-screen. Okay, there we go. Pinero, your winner today here by 7.9 seconds over Craig Forsyth, who finishes second. Pizarro third. I don't think he expected that. Richie Hearn fourth. I don't think Richie even expected that. Clindy recovers to fifth. That is amazing after everything. Chad Frankenfeld, he had that early pit stop. Remember, we had that caution, and then he got stuck in the back of the pack. He gets up to sixth. Hunter Ingrave, he started shotgun on the field, and I think he might be your driver of the race. He comes home seventh. Gavin Hibbs eighth. Tyler Fode, he does come home with the top 10, but it's a far cry from where he was when he made contact coming to the white flag. Brian Blauman comes home 10th. And I'm not sure what happened to Blauman, but something happened to Blauman too.
I'll let you know later.
Scholden 11th. Matthew Weeks 12th. Spath 13th. Albrecht 14th. Rebilas 15th. Good finish from Mark. We saw him racing hard mid-race. Hossack in his first race. He comes home 16th, the top 20. Not bad. Ethan Stanley, not the race he wanted, especially in the last couple of laps. Just could not hang on to it anymore. Finishes 17th. Norgard 18th. That's going to hurt in the points a little bit for both those guys. Aldrich 18th. Camargo 20th. Andrew Wood, Herrick, Watson, Hobson, Huckleberry, top 25. Hunter Smith, difficult day, but showed some pace there at the end. 26th. Marrera 27th. Pocock 28th. Connor Nixon 29th. Keel in 30th. And that's it. That is your 30-car field.
I guessing that was saving fuel to the end, and that's why he finished sixth. Because I remember he was behind Stanley, so 40 past to him, he should be being fifth. So that's why he finished on sixth. And Bluman is saving fuel. He just saving fuel and coming to the pits. Yeah, I think so. Last lap to finish the race.
All right. We also have points, so we will update that as well. Pinero sweeps the day, pole and winner. And I think he led the most laps, did not lead them all, and he did not get the purple lap. So he 2 out of 4, not bad. But let's get to the standings, and let's get into the interview room here. That was a hectic finish to the race. Andrew Wood messages me. he's not happy with his performance. Let's put it that way. I don't see Pizarro.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. So Pizarro, there's his stat line. And we will go ahead and also let you know that he did lead some good laps today. He led 44 of 209, so he was up at the front all day today. He started this race in 12th and immediately got up in the top 10, was in the top 10 basically all day long. So Pizarro, great race for him. Not in the room for an interview here, but if he has any comments, I'm sure he'll put them in Discord. But a great race for Pizarro, and that's his first podium and his best career finish here in the Elite Racing League. So congratulations to him. Let's go to the next guy in line, and that is Craig Forsyth. My goodness, we'll just talk to him about how this race was, and we will bring him up right now. Here he is, Craig Forsyth, joining us in the booth. Another podium finish, not quite getting that second win in the series, but getting closer. But, man, what a difficult day out there, and then what a chaotic final 2 laps of the race. We didn't know what the heck was going on. I felt like the coach of the Packers yelling, "Hey, what's going on out there?"
Yeah, I was. Oh gosh, I think Adriano has a thing where he just will not let me lead a lap. It's just, come on, let me just lead this one, and he's like, no, I won't, no. So yeah, I have to go back and see if I technically led the one lap under caution. Where
let's see. We will get you
did
the
it
laps.
count? Because he was going to go into the pits.
Yes, you show 1 of 208.
Yes, woo! Small victories. No, God, Adriano is so good. I mean, the fixed setups he's good at. This track he's good at. So I knew we were in tough. It was a matter of not killing ourselves. I mean, we did that last night. Lost it on pit exit here, and put it into the wall. It's the easiest way. Like this track, the pit entry is dangerous. The pit exit is insanely dangerous. And yeah, it was just a matter of I needed the guys that were fast to have problems. I mean, Chad had problems. Kyle had problems. Ethan ended up. I mean, Ethan. They were on the alternate strategy where they had to go long, and I knew with that we were going to have better tires than him towards the end. I was just worried that was that going to be enough for me to get by him? Luckily, it was. Then I had the lap traffic in front of me that was very not friendly. And so that got me agitated because I went from having a comfortable lead that I didn't really care about to having to pay attention to my mirrors because Ethan was all over me. And then luckily he pushed it a bit too hard there and made the mistake off of 4. I mean, I know I was not the fastest. I was probably the 5th fastest guy tonight, but it was a matter of surviving and getting in and out of the pits at the right time, so that you could use the tires while they were good in clean air. And we did that each time I came out of the pits. We had great air in front of us, so we could just lay down some heater laps. But no, I mean, it was too bad. Richie almost had Raphael. They were having a battle, and it would have been cool to get a double podium. But instead, I guess Adriano and Raph get their double podium. So. Yeah, I didn't even know that Ralph was a teammate of Adriano's until Ralph came up, and I saw how easily Adriano let him by. I'm like, wait a minute, are they teammates? Then I got told in chat, they're like, yes, they're teammates. I'm like, oh, that explains everything. I
didn't even know they were teammates, but I mean, I know they're countrymen, so they're probably like, well, let's agree to disagree, but we'll agree to tag team on the Canadian there.
Yeah, I felt picked on, that's for sure. But, no, it was good. I mean, good. It didn't work out for Jim and Dan, but our race, the 40 Racewear, sponsoring. So Jim being the team lead for 40 Racewear is just unfortunate. He miscalculated the fuel in the last stint and then ended up short. So had to oversave, and then I ended up putting him down to the bottom lane there. So he clipped the apron when we were going 3 wide. And,
we watched that. We watched that back because there was so much going on. You might want to watch the replay on that.
Everywhere.
There was so much chaos on that last couple of laps. I don't think you crowded him. I think he was just trying to give you as much room, and he grabbed the apron. I don't think you crowded him at all. But
I hate being in the middle of a 3 wide sandwich every day. That's
right.
But I had no choice at that point because I couldn't let Ethan get ahead of me. So that was a crazy couple of laps there. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely going to go down, and we've seen some crazy finishes to some races over the last couple of seasons since we've started picking up the broadcast, and this ranks right up there with probably the most chaotic final 2 laps. Final 3 miles was just absolutely nuts. But you do come home second. Another podium here.
No one liked my idea of going back to back, old Atlanta, new Atlanta, just to show off how insanely different they are.
You'd have to talk to the schedule maker. I don't know, but yeah, this is the Atlanta week where a lot of people started off the week racing the new Atlanta for the Open Series or for the Oval Series, and then racing here in Atlanta here for the ERL. But the point wise, you are now in the top 5. You are 106 behind the leader though, but you're only a few points behind P4. And you got some big-time opportunities coming up. Double points at Indianapolis, double points at World Wide Technology Raceway. So a possibility of you cracking into the top 4 is pretty real here if you can put on a good string of finishes to close this season out. But it's Pinero, leader by 22 over Foti. Then Stanley is 46 now behind. Norgard's 103, and then you're just 3 behind Norgard for 4th. So you're mounting the charge when the charge needs to be mounted, and that is right at the end of the season. And we still have the double points races to get to. So looking up if you can string together a couple of consistent ones here at the end.
Well, I do like Gateway, so yeah. No, and being higher up in the points means a better early qualifying spot for Indy. So that's good. That's it's important right now to be getting good results. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's for sure.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors.
I got to thank again Jim at 40 Racewear, sponsor for the team, sponsored the race. You guys over at P1. Thank you, my wife, who's currently prepping the pizzas. I can't wait for them to get in the oven because I'm starving.
I'm right there with you. Yep.
Everyone in the IndyCar community. I love racing with everyone here. It's a good bunch of guys. Join the IndyCar Discord. Join the P1 Discord. Join some leagues. Race this car. You'll have a good time.
All right, P2 for tonight. Craig Forsyth. Getting his best finish of the season, matching kind of what he did last year at Michigan. Still has that one win, looking for win number 2. But hey, man, it's Craig Forsyth. It's a matter of time. It's just going to happen eventually. So we will see you at the next one here in a couple of weeks. Actually, next week when we go to the Indy GP to start the month of May.
Sweet. Yep. Thanks.
Sweet.
Stay safe.
See ya.
Indy GP. Oh.
If I can grab him here. Here we go. There he goes. And he's back down with his team boss and his channel. Okay, so now we want to get Pinero up on the screen here. There he is. I mean, he had a really commanding day, really. Started first, finished first. Never got out of the top. Never left the top 6. He finished went as low as 6th during pit stops. So he was always kind of running the show at one point or another, whether you knew it or not. Pinero, there he is. Pinero also led 85 laps, so he really did command a good chunk of this race, and I think he led the most laps, so he might get the bonus points out of that. Let me double check. The schedule, do the race results, and I think because these are going to be critical at the end of the season. Yeah. Pinero gets 1 point for pole, 1 point for the most laps, or leading 1 lap, and 2 points for leading the most laps. So he got 4 bonus points out of this thing. Ethan Stanley only got 1. And then that's, again, Stanley not making the finish and Foti having a hard time getting to the finish. That adds up to your 22-point or so deficit that they face going into the Indy GP. So let's get his stat line back up here, though. He led 85 laps today. And there's his stat line. And we'll bring up, while I read his message, we'll put up the final standings one more time. And there it is, as Lewis sent it to me. Good night, friends. I want to congratulate Craig for P2 and Rafael Fazaro for P3, who is my friend and has shown good evolution. I qualified P1 at the beginning, tried to preserve the tires and fuel. After the first yellow, I didn't have to worry about fuel anymore, so I tried to break the gap. And that's we saw that very clearly on the broadcast. At the end of a stint, I started to have some problems and ended up in the pits. I think I messed Kyle a little bit by not warning him, so I apologize for him. So that's the what you're talking about, Lewis, where he said he came to the pit road without telling anybody. I couldn't understand why he was punished. Ethan made a risky strategy but was very good, but I knew that I was well for the end of the race and that I could be able to catch up and overtake him. I'm happy with the victory, and with Tyler and Ethan's accidents, I was able to leave with a good advantage for the championship. I love the Indy GP. I hope to be strong and fight on equal terms with Ethan, who has been extremely strong on the road tracks. I'm looking forward to the Indy 500. I definitely will be ready. A great night to all. Lewis, it sounds like he's got his game face on for the rest of this season. And maybe this early season fight with close to the championship from Stanley and Foti might just be that. Pinero might be setting everybody up for a strong run to the finish, and maybe finishing very strong and not so close to the championship as we wrap this season up.
So before I said everything, it's Rafael Fusaro. So I talked with Adriano. He sent the link. He's in the waiting room. So if we want to
Okay.
talk to him.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get that off there. We'll bring up Rafi's car once more, and we'll bring him into the booth. There he is. Rafael Fusaro finishes third here. Surprise, sir, but a great run for you. You had a great start, and you were really in the top 10 all day long and led some laps. Congratulations. Talk about your P3 finish.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations for everyone, and congratulations for the championship. My English is not good, but I can speak in English.
Do your best.
I'm so happy, and I'm so happy with Adriano Pinheiro. Adriano is giving me everything, the support, and I'm here to try to do the best. Oh, the race was so terrible for me. I have a lot of problems with my equipment. But I'm here. I'm so happy, and thank you everyone for start and finish the race. And congratulations for the championship.
Again, how surprised were you when you crossed the start-finish line at the end of the race and you look up and you see P3?
Yes, I'm so surprised. And, I'm so surprised and so difficult. I'm training every day. I'm dedication with the car, the type of the car, and so difficult to give a lot of time to try, but to train. But I'm trying to do, and I give 3-4 hours per day. But I'm getting a evolution, and I'm so happy, man. It's so difficult, and the drive is here is totally aggressive. It's nice. I love it, but that's it. I'm here, and I'm gonna try to do the best in the next race. And thank you, guys. And Adriano is, for me, it's the best in Brazil, and it's the best here. He's learning me everything for me.
He is a good source to learn from, that is for sure. Congratulations on your P3. Do you have anybody you would like to say hello to? Any sponsors, any friends, any family that you'd like to say hi to before we let you go?
I'd like to say thank you for my team, Adriano, Beto Sousa. I said for my friend, if I go to the podium, I'm gonna sing one. Estava à toa na vida, o meu amor me chamou. I'm kidding with my team support. And thank you, Beto Sousa. Thank you, Arruaça team. Thank you, Adriano Pinheiro. Thank you, Thiago Bandeira. I would like to say thank you, Fraport. I'd like to say thank you for everyone. I'm so happy. Thank you, guys. Have a good night, and thank you.
Before you go, I have to say, I talked with Pinheiro. I said, you can help him to translate, and you can translate us in English, because we always talk about text to him. So
no, if you want, I can help you, Adriano. Just push here. I can translate some words of Adriano for you. It's not my English is not good, but I gonna study more to.
Your English is better than most people that speak English, actually. So.
I've been living in Australia for 2 years, and I try to improve my English. And But I love it. Thank you, guys.
You got it. Good to have you here. Congratulations. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next week at the Indy GP.
And the guys, just say for my makers, Beto Sousa, I love you, lindo, bonito, veloz. This is some words in Portuguese for my teammate. Thank you, guys.
See ya.
I'm just kidding. I'm so happy.
That might be a first. I think that's the first time that Beto Sousa has been shouted out on any one of our broadcasts.
That's a lot. That basically said, "Oh, Beto Sousa, you're beautiful and beautiful and something beautiful." He said, "Lindo" means like pretty and beautiful. That's what he said.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a first that Beto gets shouted out on the podcast. Normally they don't shout out Beto on the podcast, and it's normally in chat on where you can't repeat things. But you know what? The thing that I like best about that is how happy he was, and that he's obviously he's got a heck of a teacher to teach him this car, and if he's practicing 4 hours a day, then really I think the rest of this field needs to take note of that and be concerned now that Rafael Fazaro is going to be a driver to watch, because he's driving 4 hours a day. That's 20 hours or 4 hours a day. That's 20 hours during the week, and then you got the weekends where you might do more. And he's learning from Adriano Pinero. I can't picture a steeper but faster learning curve than doing that.
He's gonna be with that kind of professor or maybe teacher.
Professor.
It's gonna be a good. Yeah, it's gonna be a good for that. So I think it's really we have to see what happen with him in the future. He have a good driver. For sure, he started on the back for the first races, but now it's getting there. I hope. I know Indy GP is different thing. I know it's gonna be maybe more tough for the people don't running in or race, don't race in road, but in oval for sure we have to keep an eye for him.
All right.
And about the race, really was a crazy race. I thought it was going to finish like that. Like, okay, that's it. This is this. We don't have nothing more to say about the race. But that's it. Always happens. Always something at the end of the race, especially when it happened in Long Beach. And now, again, we have this controversy finish in this championship. So Pinheiro is the lead for sure for over 22, and Stalli is over for 46, and then Norgan over 103 points. So it's gonna be he needs to score good and wait for Pinheiro make a mistake to Stanley come back to the front, because in the three to go we have it. Indianapolis, Milwaukee, and Gateway. It's gonna be Pinheiro home, basically. I know I don't say Stanley can do it, but it's Pinheiro always the candidate to at least finish on third. If Pinheiro wants to, he can finish all the races in fifth or third. It's gonna be easily to go into the end, like it happened last year, when just driving to survive, and he almost make a mistake, but he won the championship by just driving the race to the end. So for me, nothing more to say. See you next week in Indy GP. We started the month of May with that race.
I am looking forward to it. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium for the 4D Racewear 500 from the Legacy Atlanta Motor Speedway is Adriano Pinheiro, getting another win of the season, running his career win total up and his lead up en route to his possible third championship. Well, we shall see. We still have some more races to go. Don't go anywhere. Craig Forsyth finishes second, and Rafael Fazaro gets his first podium and best finish here in the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. He comes home third. Join ERN again and next week as the teams of drivers begin the month of May with the 6th annual F5 Challenge Indianapolis Grand Prix from the world's greatest race course, Atlanta Motor Speedway. This will be a critical race toward the championship. This will be our last road course event of the season. Coverage begins around 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 7:45 p.m. Eastern. And you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com and just search the keywords Elite Racing Network. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy. So please help support ERN with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe. In fact, every time I say subscribe and you're not already a subscriber, the subscribe button lights up on your screen. I didn't know that. Now I'm going to say subscribe about 5 times, and it's going to stay on your screen for about 30 seconds. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. And now you can click the button and subscribe to the channel and do the Elite Racing League an ERN a good favor by signing up and being a member of their channel. And while you're at it, hit the bell for a weekly reminder so don't miss out on more of ERN's other iRacing programming, including the Juicy Spider Elite Studios Elite Truck Series. They run Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the Mark J. Rebilas Grand National Series Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Today's Atlanta 500 is proudly sponsored by 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in the stream description. Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series naming rights are paid for by Elite Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace is an Indianapolis-based non-profit organization working to end violence and to inspire peaceful change. Founded in memory of Jack Shockley, they support youth through scholarship, mentoring, and community programs. To learn more or to support their mission, that's the most important thing, you can visit their website at warriorsforpeace.org or follow one of their socials today. Hey, all links you need are in the description. Just click on them today. We want to thank Warriors for Peace for their continued support of this signature series. Special thank you to the Elite Racing League's premier sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing and World Wide Technology Raceway. Hey, don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, go to blueeggmarketing.com or click on the link in the description. World Wide Technology Raceway is a premier motorsports facility located in Madison, Illinois, just minutes from downtown St. Louis and the iconic Gateway Arch. To learn more about Worldwide Technology Raceway or to buy tickets for their marquee events, especially that IndyCar race, check out www.raceway.com or click on their links in the stream description. For business inquiries and learn more about the Elite Racing League and what they do, visit eliteracingleague.com. Subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, or follow them on X and Instagram. As always, all the links you need are in the description. So for LGN, everyone here at Elite Racing Network, I'm Gary Gatto saying to all, thanks for watching. Good night. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us all again next week in my hometown of Indianapolis for the next race of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. Good night.